Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So I will introduce first myself. I am Ma'am Princess Carolino, but you can call me Ma'am Princess, and I'll be your instructor or online learning coordinator in your subject ENGL2112 or Reading and Writing Skills. So for this session, we are going to discuss our week 2 topic, which talks about selecting and organizing information. So let's start. Okay. So in the previous discussion or session, we discussed about the 6 steps in writing. So the discussion can be viewed in the recorded virtual class, which will be uploaded in the LMS after this session. So we discussed about the 6 steps in writing, which are first is the pre-writing stage. We have the organizing, writing the first draft, revising, editing, and writing the final draft. So for this discussion, we will focus on the second um, stage or step, which is selecting and organizing information. Okay, so there is an unending amount of information and knowledge we acquire every day from myriad or countless sources, interesting articles, posts, courses, and other types of information research we have done every day. So as you can see in the picture, we have here a person who is looking for a lot of direction. So this is how we encounter different kinds of information every day when we read a lot of articles. So if you are into reading news, for example, the recent or the latest news in the social media or in the television, you would find different sources which talks about the said topic. So if you are reading more references, you might get lost in the middle of analyzing the topic. So I would like to ask you if in writing, do you prefer to read references before you write an essay or a composition? Or do you prefer to write your initial knowledge about the topic and then afterwards you're going to read for further details to support your idea? So the answer would be up to you, but I would say that there would be no right or wrong answer in that question because your writing style depends on um uh your it depends on you. So writing without organizing the details you gathered might leave you hanging or lost in the middle of the process. So the representation of this picture is like a person who is about to write something, but because of numerous informations at hand, maybe you were able to write your introduction and then you inserted a detail and then another detail and then eventually you don't know which one should connect. So what's the essence of selecting and organizing information? First is it helps you choose what information you need to keep and what to throw away. So in writing essays or articles, we can just write everything that we were able to think. So we have to consider our readers. Sometimes there are some readers who tend to locate important details only in reading. So they don't want to read sources which are with circular information. If you're familiar with the paikot-ikot yung sinasabi, yeah, in Filipino, there are some people who hate such kinds of sources. So you have to think of what information do you need to keep and what information do you need to remove in your um, writing. Another is organization of your composition determines whether you have effectively communicated your main points to your reader. So as I've said, the more organized article or essay will leave your readers um, more satisfied with what you have mentioned in your paper. So important points must not be left out when dealing with any material at hand, and writing on point leads to readers to the information they are expecting in your writing. In academic writing, such as researches, that is what we need to avoid. We need to remove or to to um to throw away those details which are not even relevant to your topic. So that is the purpose of selecting and organizing your information. So the strategies that we can use to select and organize information, there were suggested strategies in some references. Although in your module, I think it focuses more on outlining. So I would just like to, it's not just outlining that you can use in selecting and organizing your information, but then there are a lot. So number one is we have brainstorming list. So this is a strategy of gathering a list of ideas or to generate points related to your topic. So if you're not familiar with brainstorming, you can just check it on the previous lesson. I explained it further there. So when you do brainstorming, you tend to write more ideas, and afterwards you're going to select the most relevant details to your topic. And then it creates new ideas, solve problems, motivates, and develops teams. So we have here some models or tools for brainstorming. These are not used oftenly, but I'm pretty sure if you are taking accountancy, business, and management strand, you will meet this kind of brainstorming tool. We have the SWOT analysis in the best. These are commonly used in business related researches, something like that. And then the rest of the other types are more on business. So we have here the four agreements is for psychology, I think. Leadership attributes and negotiation process. These are more on um what do you call this? Building a company. Yeah. So if you are not familiar with this, you can search them in the internet. But you will not be able to use each of the models. Pero I'm pretty sure soon you will be able to meet them kung magbe-brainstorming kayo, whether in college na, in your thesis writing or other paperworks. Yan. So you can search them in the internet and then you look for example. But the most common one for the business people is the SWOT analysis. Yeah, this is the framework that they use in creating business plan. Yeah. So na pag nagbe-brainstorm sila during the business planning, they use SWOT analysis. Okay? And then next would be the graphic organizer. So I'm sure that by now you have a lot of graphic organizers in mind. So from your elementary to junior high school, you were able to use more of graphic organizers. So what are graphic organizers? These are visual displays that demonstrates relationship between facts, concepts, or ideas. So it comes in different forms depending on the task and type of information being organized. So we have here the uses of graphic organizers. So you can just screenshot this one, and then we will have to discuss the examples in the next slide. Okay, so we have the four basic graphic organizers that we commonly use in selecting and in organizing your information before you proceed with the writing process. So first is we have the basic outline. So this is what a basic outline looks like. Actually, this is the standard format. I'm not sure if you were able to browse your modules, but we have, I think, topic outline and sentence outline there. But there are a lot of format of this basic outline. So sometimes you use the numerical. It's a little bit complicated than this one because the basic outline contains, of course, your main idea or your topic sentence introduced using this Roman numeral I or 1. And then your supporting detail should be introduced with an alphabet, this one. And then your examples or the details of your supporting idea would be discussed or introduced in numbers and in small letters. Ayan. And then for your additional main idea or additional details to your topic sentence, you will have to introduce them in your second um, idea. Ayan. And then you have your summary and conclusion. So it's not always like this. It depends on how wide your topic is. So if it's just a short discussion of something, it can be like this. But if you're going to talk about a very wide topic like politics, medyo mahaba yun. Yan. The second one is we have the Venn diagram. So a Venn diagram is used in explaining the differences and similarities of 2 or 3 topics. So usually, if we are talking about Venn diagram, it's just about 2 circles lang or 2 topics that we are going to compare. But then we have to use the 3 circular Venn diagram. We have that. Yeah. And then next is we have the hierarchical topical organizer. So we have the main topic and then your subtopics under your main topic and then your supporting details. Mostly in selecting and organizing data, you will have to deal with main topic, subtopic, and the supporting details. That's how you do it for always. And then next is we have the topical organizer. So this is another model or format. So you have your topic in the middle and all the details surrounding your topic. And then when you are going to write them, yeah, it's up to you which detail or which detail should go first. You have to think of how you're going to connect them properly to express the idea of your topic. Okay, so we also have mind maps and concept maps. So these are both maps but with different purpose. For mind mapping, you're just going to think of the related ideas to your main topic. While in concept mapping, you think of related topics and their relationship to another related topic. So that is concept mapping. It's quite complicated than the mind map, but you can use both depending on your topic. Okay, so the other types of graphic organizers that you can search them in the internet. So you have the story map. So these are maps that we use to tell stories in detail. So actually there are different models in story maps. We have the circular one. We have the free text triangle, the one with the plot something. Yeah, yung introduction, then the rising action, climax, falling action, and then the ending. That's considered as a story map. So that is what we are going to use when we tell stories in detail. So what else? We also have timeline. So timeline are used in stating events in chronological order. So let's say, for example, you want to discuss the history of Marcos or the Marcos administration. So you would want to discuss the projects he created during his administration. So you will have to state them in chronological order. So what happened before, and then the next event, and then so on and so forth. So next will be the cycle map. So this is used to describe a continuous process of something. So let's say, for example, a water cycle of food chain and the other cycles that occur in different fields. So let's say, for example, creating an experimental project or research, and it requires a cycle or the development of something. So you have to use a cycle map. You can create your own as long as it expresses a cycle. And then the last is the most common. We have the charts or graphs. So these are used to describe the relationships of different entities. So I'm sure you're familiar with pie chart, the one which looks like a pizza. Yan, it's a circular graph divided into sectors, which presents or describe a portion or percentage of a whole. And then you have the flow chart, or we still have the other one, yung line bar, line graph ata yun. Yan, flow chart. So it shows the development of something. And then we have also the bar chart. So I'm sure you have a lot in mind pa of these graphic organizers. Meron pang, ano ba yun? Yung 5 W's. So who was involved, what happened, when did it happen, where did it happen, why did it happen. That is the 5 W's chart. And then we also have the KWL. So it's like a table which has 3 labels. The first one is what I know, and then what I want to know, and what I have to learn. And then we also have observation logs. We have cause and effect diagrams. Yan, we have vocabulary study graph, something like that. So those are the types of graphic organizers that you can use in organizing the details before you write. I would just like have to go back with the outlining, because this one is the most common organizer that we use in writing. I'm not sure if you're familiar with outlining, but we have a lot of types of outlining. So you can just browse your week 2 module to further understand your outlining topic. So meron kasi doon, I think that's sentence outline. So an outline is the best way to organize your ideas, because that is where you're going to express what is your main topic, what are the subtopics under your first main topic, ganon. So that's how you do it. And there it ends.